Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on an S&K 42470. It's an older one. It's actually not in bad shape. Doesn't sound bad inside. Doesn't switch real good. There it goes. I think it's just dry and dirty. So I'm going to clean it up, bring it back to a good usable condition, because right now it's a little stiff. Let's see what we can do with it. Yeah, it's dry as a bone in there. Sticky. It needs to be taken apart and cleaned real well. Yeah, look at that in there. Teeth are in really good shape, looks like. Need to clean it up to make sure. Almost could take this pin out without this. If you look in there, there's a pin. It's a ball bearing pin. That's what I call it. I don't know what it really truly is called. You push down on it. A lot of manufacturers made these. You push down on it, and you should be able to pull this up. Well, say that. May need to get a different screwdriver. Push that down. See if I can raise this out of there. See there? See how it's raising up? There it goes. Now, pull that pin. See here I'm pulling that pin out. That'll fall out. If you look in there, see that ball bearing? Now what I'll do here is I'll grab, it's not a ball bearing, it's just a pin. It's a flat on one side, and pretty much a rounded half circle on the other side. Then you can pull this out. There's a spring down in there. Sometimes these will come out, sometimes they won't. Don't lose that spring. You're not going to find one. There it is. Now, I'm going to stick that spring in that pin on a ball bearing, on a magnet, so I don't lose it. Then I'm just going to clean this stuff up. I got the ultrasonic cleaner going with some sockets in it right now, but I'll just clean this with some carb cleaner. It's usually what I use. I'm not a fan of that ultrasonic cleaner. Oh yeah, this is going to be a great ratchet. It's in good shape. It's just dry. I got less than $1 in this thing. I bought it through the auction, online auction. I probably got, I don't know, anywhere from $0.25 to 75 cents into it. All the stuff I bought was very usable, so there was so much stuff that I bought like $91 worth of stuff, and there was well over $200 or 200 pieces of items in there. So this is kind of a easy cleanup here. I want to see the teeth. Okay, if you look very carefully, you can see some wear, but not enough to warrant saying this thing's useless. I mean, this thing's in very good condition compared to some others I've worked. If you look, it's got a, I don't know if you can see it, but if you look real closely, it's got a little dip right there, it looks like. Put it under a magnifying glass and look at that closely. But anyways, it's in good shape. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. Nothing at all. Yeah, just a lot of old dry grease and oil. Looks like baked on. Yeah, see where it was baked on there? I wonder why it's, I guess just the heat, just leaving it sit in a box probably. And some of these tools from that I bought from the auction, from the estate, the gentleman with his 90s, and my understanding tools in that area where he was at was setting for decades. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 decades, but when he retired, I did a little more digging because some of the big sockets I had John Deere yellow green, John Deere yellow inside the sockets, and at one point he was a mechanic for a tractor's shop. Yeah, this just dried old grease. Let's see here, get a little, see, you can see the baked, see how it's just crumbling off? That's grease. Grease and oil. So, I'll clean this up. Carburetor cleaner works just fine. You don't have to have fancy cleaners, and look at that. Look how quick that just takes it off. I use carburetor cleaner because that's my go-to. I use it for everything. It's just a good usable product for me because I literally use it for everything. The only thing I don't do with it is cook. Man. Yeah, I may have to let that soak a little bit. There's a lot of dry, like dirt and grease in there, in that groove. All right, let me finish cleaning this up, and then we'll look at the teeth on the inside. All right, guys, I'm gonna clean the groove out with this fiber wheel. It's just packed in there. Just polish this up. I believe this is a 120 grit. Nothing fancy, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little fiber wheel. Cleaned it up. You can actually see the mill marks from the factory still. You can see where metal to metal contact, where the wear points are. Once I put grease down on it, you won't, it's not a big deal. Only thing I'm gonna do down in here, I've got some little wire brushes, and I'm just gonna clean it the best I can. Not a big deal there. I want it as clean as I can get it, so when I put grease down on it, put it back together, it's really smooth. I want to be able to use it really. I mean, I want it to feel as good as close to new as possible, and it should. This was just, it's actually a good condition wrench. It just wasn't taken care of. All right, be back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the best I could do with carburetor cleaner and a little wire brush, stainless steel brush. Now I'm going to use this little fiber wheel and get in there and clean a little better. Trying to see all the teeth. There is a few teeth in there. I can't tell if it's designed that way or if it's damaged. Looks like, I thought they were damaged, but I don't think so. Nope. Teeth are in really good shape, actually. right. There is, if you look real closely, you can see a little bit of damage on the teeth. You can see pieces missing right just at the end there and there. There's a little piece of tooth missing. It's not all the way around, it's just in that one spot. Though I'm looking at the teeth fitment, I don't see anything that would cause this thing to skip. I think they used it when it was dry, because you can see, if you look real closely, you can see wear marks, kind of like you would see on a drum brake or a disc. You can see where the wear marks are right there. All right, guys, you hit the knurling on the wire wheel, and I'm gonna hit this top of it, the head of it, on the wire wheel. I'm not gonna do the wire wheel on the rest of it. I'm just gonna polish it, I think. All right, I'm going to hit the top of the head, and we'll see. Maybe I'm going to hit it on the fiber wheel. I believe this is a 320 fiber wheel. I call it, some of you guys heard me call it Scotch-Brite wheel. I like these fiber wheels. It's not hard. It's not like a I don't know, rock wheel, whatever you want to call it. It's really soft, but the grit on this is supposed to be a 320. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about ready to put it back together, but I was just trying to figure out the wear pattern, just for the heck of it, and what caused the ends, a couple of those ends of the teeth, and it was the bottom of this part right here, rests down in there, and that's what, I think if they would have kept it greased or oiled, it wouldn't be a problem. It didn't have a slop, it's not going to have any play. I think it was just because of the dirt and grime in there is what caused the wear. I didn't check the date code on these, probably 1950s, 1960s. I'll look here a little better. But this has been around, and there is wear. But anyways, let's put this silly thing back together. One thing is I got to remember what I got to do to put it together. Okay, let's get a little grease. Grease this up a little bit. Grease this up a little bit. Now, this that top piece is what that piece fits into. So we slide that in there. Now, I'm not cleaning the ball bearing except for just wiping it over a towel, and the spring I'm really not doing anything to, just because I don't want to lose it. So drop the spring in the hole. Like that. Then I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the face of that. Then I'm going to grab a pair of needle nose and drop the pin. Oops. Oops, and ball bearings is not a good... Damn. Oops, and ball bearings is not a good combination is what I was going to say. I really need to get that down in there, like so. Now, see that little half circle concave part? That's what the ball bearing rides on. And if I turn that right in the center, and then I see where the holes line up, see that? I can drop that down in there. Oh shoot. I'm getting a little carried away. Hang on. Before I do that, I do want to put some grease. Stupid. My grease cup and everything. I need to find a better way to put my grease. I just want to slather all this where the metal contact. Just want to grease it. Just like that. Nothing serious. Now, I can put this in there. Drop the pin in. Come off the... My magnet's pretty strong. You may have to push down, line up the gear or the pawl, whatever you want to call that thing. There. See? There it is. Now, to turn it left and right, you've got to put your little deal on. There. See? Shoot. I can't tell if I'm in the camera. See that little pin right there? I can't pull this out because of the spring and ball bearing. See, there's the ball bearing down in there. This cap goes on top and it turns left and right. Just like that, left and right. Now, before I go any further, I want to pull this off. Put a little bit of... I'm just putting grease on top up here. Not much. I mean, look at that. That's hardly anything. It doesn't need a lot. That fits there. Now, the reason you have that, see the little slot in the top? That rides right on there, and that's what flips you left and right. Oh man, this thing's smooth now. Now, I'm going to grease the inside of this. So where that metal contact, I'm going to put grease on that. And I'll put it, I call it a ring gear. It's kind of like a ring gear. It's a gear goes all the way around. It rings the whole inside, so it's a ring gear to me. Call it whatever you want. Not a lot. I mean, it doesn't need a lot. Even if you use oil, you don't have to put a lot on there. This really doesn't need a whole lot of anything because I've already greased the top of this, so it's going to set. Now, all you do, it's really simple. I mean, this goes together so easy. Drop it in. Now, you may have to turn this just a little bit, get the teeth to go in. That's it. I mean, you put this keeper on, but I was just showing you that it just drops in. Now, simple, 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 simple. If you find old S&K ratchets, I buy them no matter if I need it or not, just because they're so easy to work on, they're inexpensive, and they're very, very well built. These things are just durable. Now, I may have to just play with this just a little bit. Now I've got to squeeze this down, drop it in just like that. Wipe the grease off. That is sweet, ladies and gentlemen. Spins so it switches now so easy. Before it was so hard. I hope I got all that on video. I screwed up there, I noticed. I'm gonna put a coat of wax on it. I wax all my tools when I'm done with them. I usually, if I'm doing a big job, I'm working with my tools, when I'm done, I clean them off and then I go ahead and put another coat of wax on them. It's just, I keep my tools protected. It's not, wax is by no means the best protection, but keeps them clean, keeps them looking good. And I'm pretty much the only one who touches my tools. Even at work, very few people borrow my tools. I have tools that people can borrow, they're junk. And I have a junk toolbox, and that's where I put my junk tools. All right, ladies and gentlemen, not a high polish, but you can see where it was sitting in the toolbox. I got rid of the rust there, High-end tool. I meant this now is it's worth 75 cents all day long. Before it was a little beat up. There was a name on it, I noticed. I think did I polish it off? I think I polished it off. Let's see if there's a still on here. Oh, can't tell. There is something on there, but I got too much. And the polish, you can see where I missed. I didn't do a great job on it, but I really didn't care. I just wanted to clean the rust and the damage on the end. It's a good usable tool. This one, I've got one at work, so I'm not going to take this one to work with me. I'll just throw it in my toolbox. If I'm trying to remember, I'm making another little toolbox to go in one of the other vehicles, so I may stick that in that box. I like S&K. S&Ks are one of my favorite wrenches. These old school S&Ks are like the Craftsman's. They're easy to take apart. They're easy to maintain. Good quality. Put a lot of torque on these. It's not like, you know, I think I saw a video once where somebody had one of these and they'd had like 240 or 260 pounds of torque before they broke. Most people are not going to break this. Half-inch drive, I doubt you're going to snap it. I only know of one man in my life that could probably break this ratchet barehanded. And most men who think they're strong aren't. So most men that break a ratchet like this and said they broke a ratchet because they had a 6-foot cheater bar on there. And they were cheating. They weren't that strong. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Good, easy cleanup. If you find these, buy it. They're worth the money. If you get these under 10 bucks, buy it. It's a very good buy. It's a very good buy at $1. It's even better buy under $1, and that's what I got in this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you like it. Hope you do. If not, well, sorry you don't. Subscribe if you like what you see here. I bring all these old tools people discard or don't want anymore or don't know what to do with. I try to bring them back to a good usable condition. Good example right here. All right, guys, y'all have a good night.